There's no escape from saving thousands. Save yourself during October Fright Fest at Franklin Sussex Auto Mall. Your spirits will rise with savings up to $10,000 off all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
It's your choice. Get a new 2018 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4, just $169 a month. Run, Bill, run! Hide behind that 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express 4x4, also just $169 a month. And if you need credit, we can help you get it.
Go to Route 23 in Sussex.
Jeep Celebration Event Ram Power Days.
Welcome back to the Franklin Sussex Auto Mall, Franklin Sussex Hyundai Sports Beat. Now it's time to make our picks for Week 8. Big week, as we all know, for state tournament cutoff PowerPoints. It's the first 8 games, your 7 best results. Everyone up here in the Muggs Media area hitting Week 8, so this is a big week for everyone. We're going to start off with Sussex Tech 2-5. They're going to go down to Manville, who's 5-1. Manville, a very solid Group 1 team. Shane Demeter is a very good player. They just came off a nice win, 14-7 over Brearley. Steve Garcia is a nice player for them. Nick Firth. Tech coming off a big win over Tenafly. Bounce back. They won 25-16. Brandon Hall, 16 carries, 144 yards, 2 touchdowns. Richie Hoffman had 4 carries for 84 yards. Tyler Crum runs the show on offense. When he throws it, it's Ryan Kincaid. Defensively, Danny Petrasic has had a great year. Austin Durham had 2 picks last week. Bo Maroney, always solid on defense. And they do a nice job. I think Manville's going to be a little bit too much for Tech, and we'll go with Manville with the win there. Our next game, National Light Division, will pack on 0-7, coming off that tough loss to Wallkill Valley. Goes to Butler, who's 3-4. Butler coming off the tough loss, 48-33 to Verona. Their quarterback, Evan Smith, they like to spread it out, Butler. He was 24-38 for 214 yards against Verona in the loss. They have a very good running back in Sean Santario and wide receiver Patrick Brady. The Bulldogs can put up points. Hopakon played solid defense last week, gave up a couple big plays. Controlled the ball all the first quarter against Wallkill Valley. For the first 10.5 minutes, they got a safety when they couldn't punch it in on 4th down. But Armando Santiago, a tough kid out of that Delaware wing tee for Coach Mike Michella. Frankie Mastriani played at quarterback. The injured Danny Farina, who's under concussion protocol. We'll see if Farina plays this week. But if not, the freshman did a solid job. He really did. And then Jason Kramer does a good job. Anthony Mastriani running the ball. But the defense for Hopakon has been solid all year. Jack Turback has been terrific for them. Gavin Ferrazzano, Mastriani, Curtis Matheson. But I think Butler's going to have too much offense, but it's going to be a closer game than people think. Butler gets the win. Our next game, 4-3 Cedar Grove at 2-5 North Warren, crossover game. This is another reason, I wrote it in a blog recently, but the Super Football Conference really doesn't serve North Warren. There's no reason for North Warren to go play Cedar Grove and Shabazz and Verona, all those teams down in Essex County. The travel's ridiculous. They could be better suited maybe playing teams up there. Hopefully that'll happen and they address that. Cedar Grove's one of those typical small Essex County schools like Glen Ridge, like Caldwell. They're terrific in football. 4-3. They're coming off a win over Pascack Hills, 35-20. Their quarterback is Sammy Ventola. Last week, 21-34 for 320 yards, 4 touchdowns. They got a good running back, Jake Ferrara. Receiver, John Guadagnino, 10 catches for 159 yards. Ryan Torrey, a good player for them. North Warren coming off a 29-7 loss to Belvedere. The fact that they got 2 wins, Gino Fleury doing a good job as he's going to build that program back up, I guarantee it. So they'll be looking for kids like Ryan Durley and James Barton who do it all on both sides of the ball. But Cedar Grove is just going to be too much for the Patriots. Our next game, very interesting game. No league division or state tournament implications. It's a Patriot Red Division. West Milford, 1-6. We'll go to Vernon, 0-7. Last year, West Milford got their only win against Vernon. And that kind of hurt Vernon because Vernon was on the cusp of making a state tournament last year. So this is always an interesting matchup. West Milford coming off an 18-0 loss to Wayne Valley. I looked in the box score. The quarterback, Zach Milko, did not play. So we'll see if that's the case against Vernon. If it is, that's a big difference and will help Vernon. Quarterback Kevin Schaefer did a solid job. They got some nice players in Ryan Coyle, Dan Dominio. A.J. Bakunis has been an animal on defense. Sean Kuhn, Anthony Derrin, and running back Tristan Bacalian, is very solid. Vernon coming off a loss to High Point. Mike Stekovich went over 100 yards. Dan Fedorko is back at quarterback. They threw the ball a little bit more. Kevin Parisi's having a nice year on both sides of the ball. Jaden Mutz as well. And Jeremy K. Hart. This is going to be a dogfight. You know what? I think Vernon gets their first win. They came very close against Bendham, 21-14. The Vikings see this as a chance because they still have to play Morris Hills, who's a very good team. I think the Vikings get a win. It's going to be a great game up at Vernon. And our last pick here before we go to break, 0-7 Parsippany goes to 5-2 High Point. The Red Hawks have struggled this year. They're coming off a loss to undefeated Whippany Park, 42-20. Nick Santangelo, their quarterback, Dan Lupo, running back. High Point should get the win, and they have to get the win to go to 6-2, because right now, at 6-2, folks, they're in danger of not making the playoffs. They got to win and then maybe do some scoreboard watching, because right now they're number 7, but they're only a few points ahead of Pascack Hills. Mawa, a couple of points ahead of them, and there's a couple of teams that have games at hand, against, Mawa and Warwick have games at hand. They still have to get their 8th game, so it's a big win for High Point. They want to secure a spot in the state playoffs. They won't get a lot of power points because Parsippany is winless and a smaller school. But, look for the regular characters, Chad Mazzilli, Jake Lazinski, Jake Phillip, Grayson Sabo, Matt Carter having a good year for them defensively to do the job, Gavin Hunsaker. So they'll get a big win. Hopefully it'll be enough power points for them to get in. And they'll be rooting for Jefferson, who we'll pick in our next segment, who's playing Sparta, because Jefferson's a Group 3 and they got good Group 3 power points for them. So they're hoping to get a win there. Vernon's a Group 3, so they're hoping Vernon gets a win. So hopefully, a lot of things have to kind of happen right now for High Point to secure that spot, and we'll see what happens after this weekend. We'll have more here, excuse me, on the, I'm losing my voice, folks, all these picks going on. We'll have more here on the Sports Beat with more picks for Week 8 right after this.
There's no escape from saving thousands. Save yourself during October Fright Fest at Franklin Sussex Auto Mall. Your spirits will rise with savings up to $10,000 off all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
It's your choice. Get a new 2018 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4, just $169 a month. Run, Bill, run! Hide behind that 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express 4x4, also just $169 a month. And if you need credit, we can help you get it.
Go to Route 23 in Sussex.
Jeep Celebration Event Ram Power Days.
Sussex County Sheriff's Crime Stoppers is a nonprofit organization that encourages cooperation between the citizens of Sussex County and the Sussex County Sheriff's Department. If you have information relating to a crime or criminal activity in Sussex County, please contact us. If your tip leads to an arrest, you could receive a reward of up to $1,000. Contact us at 973-300-CRIME or through our website at www.sussexcountysheriff.com. Thank you.
This message made possible by D&H Risk Solutions. For more information, go to risksolutions.com. Farmstead Golf and Country Club is the perfect place to host your event. Weddings, christenings, baby and bridal showers, and sports banquets. The staff at Farmstead will make your day a special one. The banquet facility overlooks their beautiful 27-hole golf course. Farmstead Golf and Country Club can also host your charity golf event. For more information on the Farmstead banquet facilities or to book your tee time, call 383-1666. Farmstead Golf and Country Club, located on Lawrence Road in Lafayette. Visit their website at farmsteadgolf.com.
You know you love pizza and Italian food. Dominic's Pizzeria and Italian Restaurant has got you covered from one end of the county to the other with 3 great locations. Dominic's, East Clinton Street in Newton, with a brand new dining room. Then there's Dominic's on Munsonhurst Road in Franklin. And the 3rd location is Chesco's, Route 94 south in Newton. All 3 locations offer simply great food. Dominic's in Newton, 383-9330. Dominic's in Franklin, 209-1007. And Chesco's, 383-2840.
Party time or work time? Tri-State Rentals has the right tools and supplies for your next job or party, event, and wedding tents in many sizes, plus all the accessories you need to host that perfect party, including bounce houses, carnival games, and catering supplies. We also rent tools and equipment for any job, big or small, indoor or out. We rent, sell, and service Kubota tractors. Planning your next job or event just got easier. Visit Tri-State Rentals online at tristaterentals.com or visit our showroom, 105 Sparta Avenue, Newton.
Commitment to student success is what sets Sussex County Community College apart. Turn your passion into a career and learn from professors who are in the field and rich with experience. Imagine an education with endless possibilities and a campus full of life. Choose a degree or certificate that speaks to your inner self but doesn't have a lasting impact on your finances. Visit our open house on October 14th so that you can get started on a great education. Sussex County Community College. Start here, go anywhere.
Pop, 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 money, money. Pop, 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 money, money, money. Use your phone to pay your friends. You can even pay the rent. Out to dinner, pay your buddy. Use your phone to pop your money. Lakeland Banks pop money, money. Pop, 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 money, money, money. Pay the sitter, send a gift. It's real easy, you get my drift? You don't need checks, you don't need cash. Use pop money, it's so fast.
Lakeland Banks Pop Money, the easy way to pay people. Pop to it.
Pop, pop, pop.
Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, specializing in public entity risk management, loss control, and self-insured alternatives. Put your trust in Arthur J. Gallagher locally by contacting George Moorville, who served Sussex County schools and municipalities for over 40 years. Arthur J. Gallagher and George Moorville support Sussex County athletes and charities. Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, business without barriers. For more information, call George Moorville at 973-383-3110.
Eastern Propane remains dedicated to our founding principles of personalized service, quality products, and exceptional technical expertise. We offer comprehensive, single-source solutions including the planning, design, installation, and ongoing maintenance of your propane gas systems and appliances. Our friendly delivery technicians provide you with safe and efficient deliveries, ensuring uninterrupted propane service. Whether your needs are large or small, Eastern Propane offers more ways to serve you better.
Are you looking for something new out of your grocery shopping experience? Sussex Meatpacking is here to help. For over 50 years, we've been bringing Sussex County the finest in meats and poultry. We are your hometown butcher shop with a full-service deli, fresh cut meats daily, and a kitchen for all your catering needs. We also carry imported groceries, a large line of frozen products, including seafood. All the food you see here was made in our very own kitchen. So come on by or check us out online to see what Sussex Meatpacking can do for you.
United Water is now Suez, safe, clean water for the communities they serve. Welcome back to the Franklin Sussex Auto Mall, Franklin Sussex Hyundai Sports Beat. I'm your host, Dan Cleary. We're picking the games for Week 8. It's a pivotal week for everyone that has aspirations for the state tournament. It's your 8th game. You take your best 7. So we're going to check out after this weekend. The playoff picture won't be completely clear because there's residuals and other games out there, but we'll have a pretty good idea where everyone stands. Well, Newton, what a great year. 7-0, beat Hackettstown last week, 28-7. Their closest game they've had in their division was the win over, it was 21-7 over Lenape Valley earlier in the year. They blew out Lakeland, who is a contender who has only one loss in the division, basically manhandled Hackettstown. What a great year for Matt Barzaro and the gang. They clinched at least a share of the American Red Division, their first since 1984 when the SCIL was around. For your old-time fans, Eric Peterson, Georgie Mendel, Jeff Waldron, who's the principal over there at Newton right now, Ben Zavango. They had some great players. Dennis Pearson, I remember him. I played against those guys. That was a good team. That's the last time they won a football title. So they got at least a piece of that. They want to win it outright. They're going to go to Wallkill Valley, who's 2-5. Now, Wallkill played solid in the win against Opakon. Alex Mastriani is going to be a superstar, I think, if he stays healthy. Just a sophomore, he had 2 touchdown passes to Dylan Harlos, and he ran one in against Opakon. Harlos can do it all. They're without Justin Rivera. He hurt his knee against Lakeland. That hurts them offensively, but they'll have to pick it up defensively against Newton to stop that wing T. Kids like Cole Weekly, Jake Lonsky, Ryan Nugent, you'd have to pick it up on the D-line. Kids like McHose and Kyle Berry will have to do the job as well, Jake Lonsky. But Newton's got too many weapons. Luke Young, it's the same guys. Chase Kramer last week in one of the biggest games of the year, 22 for 206, 3 touchdowns. Jaden Elliott giving them that receiving threat, 3 catches for 74. But it's that Newton defense, folks. And Van Essen Briganti at the ends, Kaiser and Will Larson at the linebackers, And a big thing, and I say it every week, when Coach Matt Barzaro decided to put Troy Babcock at nose guard or an inside tackle, excuse me, folks, it was a great decision by him. Big kid, blocks things up. Jimmy Harden does a nice job too. Dante North, Wyatt McCarthy, the rest of the gang. Newton will go to Wallkill Valley, get that win 1 o'clock on Saturday, and they'll help them with power points because right now they're behind Westwood. I don't know if they're going to catch the Cardinals, but you got other teams behind them like Pequannock knocking on the door. Also in North 1 Group 2, Lakeland right there. Lakeland, if they beat Lenape Valley, even with 1 loss, might have more power points because Lenape Valley's a 2 with 4 wins. Wallkill's a 1 with 2 wins. Lakeland could jump ahead of Newton in the power points, even though they lost to them. So there's a lot of things we had to check out. And Pequannock is hanging in there too at 101 points. So a big game for Newton because they want to win that league outright. Our next game, Kittatinny 3-4, 0-3 in the Patriot Red will go to Hackettstown. Kittatinny heartbreaker last week. They played their hearts out, folks, and came up a little short against Lenape Valley. I told you when we made the pick, those two teams always play great games, no matter what the records. Zach Mafaro, 117 yards, 17 carries, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jake Mafaro was great. James Franco ran the offense, and then defensively Ryan Paulson was all over the field. Justin Montefiore, Justin Voss, Cal Brook, Jackson Core, all those guys. Derek Michaelman, Troy DuPont scored late. It was a 21-21 game, and it was just a heartbreaking loss for Kittatinny. They needed that if they wanted to get into states. They're not going to get into states now, but I'm sure they would love to upset the apple cart over there at Hackettstown, who at 4-3 is fighting for its life in North 2 Group 2, which is a meat grinder. Hackettstown runs that option. Kittatinny's seen it before with High Point, Anthony Caputo at quarterback, TJ Scarretta, Christian Masiak, Eddie O'Melia, Max Cash, Austin Wills do a nice job for Hackettstown. I'm going to say Kittatinny goes over and gets the upset, folks. I really do. I think the way they played against Lenape Valley, if they play that way against Hackettstown, they get the win. I think the Cougars do that and keep their hopes alive at 4-4. They probably won't make it, but it really would hurt Hackettstown. Next game, Lenape Valley hosting. They're 4-2. They are 5-2. They are playing against number 6-1 Lakeland. This is a good battle. Last year when Lenape won this game, it gave them the division title. But Lakeland coming off a 34-14 win over a good Mawa team. They're big and physical, Lakeland. What Newton did to them, I still look at it, it's just so impressive, beating them like 47-14. Lakeland huge up front. That Harkey kid's 330 pounds. You got the kid Anthony Scrifonos, 260. They just got some big physical kids. Mark Fajardo, a very good quarterback. Kelvin Gonzalez last week, 15 carries, 204 yards, 5 TDs. Lenape Valley matches up physically with them. Not as big with the 300-pounders. We get those big, strong kids along the line. Ernst and Seck and Johnson and Jimenez. Callie at tight end. They're going to need to be at their best to help Troy DuPont. Nick Molinari, who's bounced back and has really been strong the last couple of weeks. Cole Robertson. This is going to be a heck of a game, folks. Lenape Valley needs it. Because in North 2, Group 2, Caldwell's number 1, Rutherford is 2, Mountain Lakes is 3, Lenape Valley's 4. They need to get this win against a good Lakeland team who has 6 wins in Group 2 to solidify at least 1 home game. A loss here, they can drop possibly out or all the way down to 7 or 8. So a big game for Lenape, a big game for Lakeland too, but I think Lenape Valley gets the win. Our next game, Pope John 5-2, goes through 5-2 to DePaul. Basically, this is the championship game for the United White Division. DePaul won it last year, beat Pope John down at Rutgers. Then they beat him again in the state tournament. DePaul 5-2, coming off a big win over Seton Hall Prep, 48-14. Taquan Robertson's a terrific threat at quarterback. He can throw, he can run. Last week, talk about being efficient, 14-17 for 269 yards and 5 touchdowns. Wow. This kid was so good, Sheldon Applewhite transferred to Paramus Catholic. But this DePaul team, not a lot of numbers, but everyone on the team is good. We're going D1, Vinny DePalma, Chaz Bryant, Ronnie Hickman, Manny Oliver. This is a very good team. Last week, an area kid from up here, Sean Kelly, got into the books and had a nice game. He's a running back. He's from Sussex County. But John McKenna, they're looking to win that division. And this is also might decide who'll be the top seed in non-public Group 3. Pope John right now has the most power points in the state. DePaul's the number 2 seed right now. St. Joe's of Montvale, which beat Pope John, is number 3. The Lions, wow. Talk about heartbreakers. We talk about Kittatinny. Pope John had the #1 team on the state on the ropes, lost 20-19, set up a field goal 50 yards out, just missed it, would have shocked everybody, but a terrific effort by Pope John. They got to be considered a top 4 team in the state right now with Bergen Catholic, St. Joe's, St. Peter's. I think they're right there with those guys, and on any given day could beat them. Nico Haranish had a big day, threw 32 times, completed 20 passes, 138 yards. Sam Darrell's really turned into a threat, 7 catches for 58. Burrell Neal got 100 yards, but it's that defense that does it every week. Danucci, Ty Haranica, Ryan Greenhagen, Brown at linebacker, Aiden Murray, Lewis Montana, Jajir Charles, the Rodriguez kid. They all do a good job. This is going to be a great game. I think Pope John's got a lot of revenge on their mind, and they're going to go down and beat DePaul. And remember, if you go down there, get down there early to get parking. Parking's not great down at DePaul, and they get mad at you at Charlie Brown's if you park there. So make sure you find a good spot when you get down there. I think Pope John gets the win. We'll probably get the top seed because it's their last game, because the game in Florida was canceled because of the hurricane. Pope John's 8th game, that's all they're going to play in the regular season, is this Friday. Then they wait for the state tournament, where they'll definitely have a home game, just a matter if they're going to be the 1 or 2 seed. And our last game is our game of the week. I want to thank Pecarsi Orthodontics on Berkshire Valley Road in Jefferson for sponsoring this game. The doctor there has patients from both Sparta and Jefferson, and he wishes them both the best of luck. Sparta, 6-1, 4-0 in the division. They can wrap up at least a tie of the division title once again. At 4-3 Jefferson. Jefferson 3-2. Morris Hills has 1 loss in the division. That's to Sparta. So Sparta still has to play High Point on week 9. But a tough loss for Sparta. They're banged up. Most of the receivers, Jake Zarillo, Will Cisco didn't play. So, it falls to Ari Castorina. Kenny Okers has really stepped up in the absence of Thomas Ferrara at tight end. And with Chris Vacris hurt also at linebacker, Sam Boucher's done the job. But we thought West Morris would give them all they wanted, and they did. Big win for the Highlanders. The Wolfpack. It used to be the Highlanders. They get big power points from Sparta. Sparta needs this. They don't want to go on the road. Right now, they're at number 4 in Group 3. North 1, Ramapo, Riverdale, Demarest. Sparta's in the number 4 spot with 99 points. They're 16 points behind Demarest, who will play Paramus. So, Paramus beats Demarest, and Sparta will jump up to number 3. But Sparta needs this win to at least secure 1 home game. That's how good North 1 Group 3 is. So I think Broccoletti, Agudo, Castorina and company, and those guys on defense, Gannat, Ben Davis, Matt Sigillo, TJ Hurley, they're going to get the job done. Jefferson coming off a loss to Morris Hills, 21-14. Anthony Johnson, 8 of 12 for 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Justin Ranzio has really turned into a nice player at that wing T. He gets a lot of carries along with Brandon Hayes, Mike Fleming. On receiving, Drew Benfatti's having a monster year receiving, kicking, and playing D-back. Paul Monaco, Joe Patelli as well. Those are the guys going to have to do the job against this Sparta offense. Nick Miller, Brandon Hayes on defense, Brandon Mantilla in the secondary. Jefferson will play hard, but I think Sparta, even though they're wounded right now, gets the win, and will hopefully, for the Spartans, we'll get a 4th seed in the state tournament. So that's week 8. Goes flying by, doesn't it, folks? And by Monday morning, when the PowerPoints come out, we'll have an idea where everyone stands. They're not going to be final yet because of residuals and other teams in Bergen County having games at hand. But we'll have a pretty good picture of what the state tournament looks like after this weekend of play. We'll have more here on the Sports Beat right after these messages on Channel 10 and MugsMedia.com.